This here message is from U-47, commanded by the famous Gunther Pryan, and he says he sunk 7 merchants for 33,600. Yeah, 33,000. Here we go with the numbers again. 33,600 GRT. Heading to Kiel requesting escort, and I don't know why he would want an escort other than, I mean, unless he means the lady kind of escort, but escort has been assigned. Do not enter port without escort. So that sounds like a really swell patrol that he had, but it turns out that one of those ships that he sunk so capably was a ship called the Arendora Star. It was a large kind of passenger liner looking thing, and he thought, well, it's probably hauling munitions. I'll take it out. Well, you know, it was actually a passenger liner, and it had lots of passengers on it, and while that wasn't unprecedented in the war, in fact, the first ship sunk in the war was a passenger liner, that particular vessel mostly had German and Italian prisoners of war on board. So, oops. Yeah, that's, I don't know. If I was a U-boat commander, and I probably never would be, but if that ever happened somehow, I would probably shy away from shooting at passenger ships for that very reason. Meanwhile, back in the war, you can see I've actually trimmed up our course a little bit to make it tidier because I realized that this weather is perfect for sneaking into Liverpool. And I would like to get there with bad weather, if at all possible, just because it'll make this entrance a lot easier. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed. I suppose I could trim it up even more, but again, well, why don't we? There. There. And there. Yeah. So I'm immediately contradicting what I said about, you know, keeping things relatively jukey and unpredictable, but there's other factors at stake here, namely the rain. So we're going to continue on in a slightly less, slightly more streamlined course. Well, this is bullshit. This isn't even like 5 hours after I, oops, get influx on deck again. I have to drag his ass out of bed, probably. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the weather. Yeah, you can see it's completely clear now. So, I guess I'm gonna, make our course crazy again. Maybe. I don't know. I might just leave it. On the other hand, I don't want to get to Liverpool in broad daylight and have to dance around here, because this area here is just going to be teeming with a veritable orgy of destroyers. It's going to be horrible. So let's do some shucking and jiving here, I guess. I don't know. That's not even that much better. How about a little of this? I don't even know what I'm doing. How about that, and then that, and then that? The other thing we could do is we could actually slow down, I suppose. And I will be diving still, so I guess I should actually make more of my course changes closer to where I currently am. That would be wise. Nah, it's a little bit silly there. Stop that. It's silly. Okay. And there's that, and that. Carry the one, and there you go. Okay. And as soon as I stop recording, it's probably going to start pissing rain again, so whatever. But we'll get there, hopefully, close to nightfall. As much as night actually falls in the middle of summer here. Wellity, wellity, wellity. There you go. There's a large convoy, and it's apparently neutral. And there's no such thing as a neutral convoy, really. I mean, well, at least around here. This is probably a British convoy that's got British escorts and everything. So I've already changed our course. I'm kind of wondering about how I should go about this, though, because it's clear out, and even though the waves are pretty rough, it's possible they'll still be able to see our torpedoes. Wow. Waves really are rough. When this boat's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. You don't even want to know what's going on below decks. That's why I'm up here. I haven't gone down below there, because just the smell of man sweat. It's appalling. Anyways. Anywho. Let's see here. Their Gegner Fart Naughton is 8. So that's roughly 15 kilometers every hour. We are preposterously close to them, actually. How about we do this-ish? And they're actually running roughly the same speed as us, so that makes things a little interesting. And then why don't we change this up to this? It's unlikely that they're actually going due southwest. They're probably actually going to be in my exact position here soon. So maybe I should just hang out. I don't know. How about I get to this flag here, and then we'll play it by ear. Well, no. What am I doing? This is completely idiotic. Let's erase this and go this way. And I'm just actually really killing time is what my idea here is. Once we get to this flag, I'm going to do a dive. We probably will not be able to hear them because that contact was at 1600 and will be a half hour. So I'm just going to chill out and wait. And then once I get them on hydrophone or hunt them down or whatever, I'll pick things back up. I can hear you. And they are actually coming right at me. So we're going to back that ass up. And hopefully they're not going to run right over the top of us. Again, though, we don't really care so much about the merchants. We are out to kill destroyers. And why don't we get my sound guy to give me the nearest warship. 8-4, closing at long range. This is a humongous convoy. Let me just say that first. Each line is a ship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Anybody? Okay, 13, 14, 15. Oh my. That was a Sesame Street reference. I'm proud of that. Not ashamed. And still backing up. Okay, wait a minute. Wait, hey, whoa, okay. Holy, jumping up and down, Martha. Okay. Let's see if we can see anything. I doubt that we can. Come on. Not as such, no. Okay. I need to look at that map again. Make sure our periscope is down. Always a good thing. Ugh. That's just a complete mess. Well, here's what we'll do. I always do that. I always click on the frickin' radio operator. We're gonna follow the nearest warship. And we're just gonna give it a little time. Okay, so this warship is on a search pattern. I can already tell you because its bearing keeps changing. Oh, goodness. Okay, so wait a minute. That's why you want to be careful with the time compression there, folks. Oh, hi. Okay. Oh, god damn it. Not this again. Okay, so we're going to back up, and then we're going to face this way. And we're also going to try not to shit our pants in fear. And we're going to pick out what kind of ship that was. Just based on that one glimpse. I have no idea what it was. We had a single stack. It was fairly wide. Could it be a JK class? Just kidding. Or an L class? Or Q and R? Who can say? Well, I can tell you one thing, though, folks. The difference between these three classes is insubstantial. The mast height is different by 0.1 meters. Not a big deal if we don't quite get it. So I'm just going to lock that in real quick. And just hope and pray that we can complete our turn here. Oof. Now, the problem with this guy here, is that he's on a search pattern, so he's going to be roughly moving like this. I'm sure that there's a way to mathematically determine a good torpedo solution for him. I have no idea what that would be. So, let's just try this. Okay, he's over there now. I'm going to stop this turning madness. You can already see that his aspect relative to us is changing quite a lot. So, oh boy. And the waves are horrible, so this is going to be tons of fun, you guys. We're going to assume that he's heading roughly in this direction. So consequently, we can assume... Oops. We can assume... Can we assume anything? 116, that sounds brilliant to me. Oh dear. We're gonna just plunk that in right there. And as far as his speed, we're gonna assume that he's going about 8 knots. This is ridiculous, and this is probably not gonna work. Okay, impact pistol, and you can see he's turning steeply. So let's just do this. This might get just completely whoppy-jawed. I have no idea what's going to happen here. We do need to move, though. See if we can head southeast a bit. We're going to have to go deep as well, and probably go silent. Okay, I have no idea how this is going to work out, and I don't remember if I locked in anything from my torpedo solution. Oh no. This is probably a huge debacle waiting to happen. Yeah, and he's already passed. This is him. Wait, no, is that him? I don't know what's happening anymore. Oh, that was a Type 2. Well, this is just getting increasingly ridiculous. Hey, wait a minute. I just heard the torpedo. There we go. Oh my. That's actually not such a big deal that I used a Type 2. Because that's really what I was intending on using these for. See, these guys have such an unpredictable course that they take. This could end up being a complete miss, but I really don't have any better way of doing this. Where's our torpedo? Help computer. Stop all the downloading. You can see the convoy over there. It's no secret that they're there, so I don't feel bad peeking. That's how I justify that. Torpedo. Well, I'm going to go ahead and make the brash assumption that that's going to be a miss. And all of this diving and so on may be completely unnecessary, because this could just completely pass him by. It could also explode prematurely, which would be a hoot. A veritable hoot and a holler. But we'll just keep our fingers crossed and hope that he somehow blunders into the torpedo. I don't think that that's going to happen. Just a hunch. The thing is, with this, I should have probably done some more in-depth observation of this guy to see what kinds of motions he was making to avoid or to do his anti-submarine patrols. Some of them don't make very deep turns at all. Some of them make extremely deep turns, like this one apparently is. Yeah, I don't think our torpedo is going to hit. Okay. Well then. Lesson learned. I think we're going to shadow these guys. I think that that's my plan. Now, I don't know how intelligent that is, really. Yeah, that's a complete miss. I just put it together that that's him and that's the torpedo. That was bogus. We're going to have to try and keep up with them through the night, though, so that we can attack the escorts and everything. The other thing, too, is that I didn't actually think about this. It's rough out, so there's a good possibility that we may not even be able to use our deck gun, even if we do kill all the escorts. But that'll be a nice problem to have. So I'm going to try and keep up with these jokers, and we'll see what we can do from there. Okay, so I've put a little bit of space between us and the convoy. So I've surfaced, and we both agreed we needed some time to think things through, see where our headspace was. And I'm now moving south, and in the course of kind of tracking them a little bit, I learned a few things. Firstly, it appears to be maybe a 3 or 4 escort convoy. There's the lead, and then at least 2 in the rear. So, never mind. I was going to make a terrible joke. There's 2 in the rear, and what they do is they kind of go... let's say that this is the convoy here, roughly. The rear escort will go la 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 whoop, sort of like that. Actually, it's more like whoop, la 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 woo. That's a purely military description of what they're doing. Basically, they're going out on an anti-submarine or sighting type of maneuver, and then they sprint back to the convoy really, really fast. And it's like they must be going at least 20 knots or so, because they're making good time catching up to the convoy for sure. So I am thinking that the only real chance I have of hitting one of these escorts is when they are doing that sprint back to the convoy after they do their little Benny Hill chasing a scantily clad woman maneuver. So once I am able to figure out that they're doing that, I'm going to have to quickly line up a shot and get things in order to do that. Now, if I somehow manage to hit one of these destroyers, whether it's the lead or one of the rear ones, I have an idea of what I can do next, because if you hit anything in a convoy, you can pretty reliably bet that the other escorts are going to come and try to find you, obviously. They're going to want to kill whoever took out one of the ships so that they don't kill further ships. But that's a bad thing for them if I'm out to kill the escorts, because when an escort is out hunting for a submarine, there's usually one that's doing little circular searches for the submarine, and then there's another one that's just chilling. He's just chilling, shining a light on the water. That one, whichever one it may be, is the one that I want to kill, because I can take him out easily. So hopefully, if I can get into a good firing position, which I don't know what's going on. That was a merchant. An unrelated merchant, probably. Probably a fucking sailboat. Let's see if we can get a warship on hydrophone here. So I guess you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about, though. Is I can hopefully get 2 warships if I do it right. Now, of course, that'll leave a third one, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. I think I'm going to go on the surface and change our course a bit, because we seem to have kind of lost them a bit. Not terribly, but I'm hoping that we can catch up with them here, because... Oh. Before I forget, I need to give some enormous props, like giant, huge, sweltering props, like fake castle walls and fake trees. Is that what a prop is? Anyways, I need to give some serious thanks to Leroy57, who showed me something wonderful. let's say, for instance, you want to load up your torpedo tubes. Now, the way that I was doing it was like some kind of driveling idiot, where I go, I need to load you and you into the torpedo room. That's not how it actually works, and actually that reminds me I need to reload. So let's go off of silent running. You can actually just do this. I'll let that sink in for a minute. That just happened. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Leroy. That is... that's a goddamn revelation. Let me tell you. My dog just groaned at me. He's like, oh, please. Jerk. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, and then if you want to... There's other ways of working it so that you can just, like, say you want to be a little bit more, I don't know, detail-oriented, and you just want to put one person at a time, you can do this by highlighting the compartment and right-clicking. That is astounding. God, that's beautiful. Okay, so anyways, we're going to reload, and that's going to take about 10 minutes, yeah. So anyways, I just had to share that because that is beautiful. Oh man, that makes my life so much easier. Let's keep an... Oh, that torpedo is ready. And I also was thinking too, while I'm rambling, I was thinking about my whole process of shooting. I think I probably should have tried 2, maybe even 3 torpedoes on that escort. The reason being is that if I'm not real sure of the speed, or just generally, if you are not sure of the speed of your target, you might want to give yourself a little insurance, as it were, and shoot several torpedoes at different speeds at the at your prey, and that just adds the possibility that you'll hit. It's obviously not a sure bet. Nothing in this game is, but it's just good practical advice from me to you. Anyways, that's the first practical thing I've said in a while. Let's see where our friends are. And that's the convoy. And they're fairly close. Much closer than I was actually anticipating. So let's do this then. Let's get a little bit further ahead of them. Not literally ahead, just sort of ahead. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not a sailor. Okay. Let's turn about like this. And get... You know what, Influx? How about you go there, and we'll put Spice Weasel on deck. Is he? Yeah, he is a watchman. Okay, good. Spitzenhund is going to have to wait. And let's get Lethal. The lethalest chief in the Navy. The water is really calm, but it is dark, so that's good. And we're gonna... Shit. That was a little bit sooner. And I'm not sure that he's on the type of maneuver that I want him to be on. Yeah, he's... But actually, this is a perfect example. You can see that he's... the convoy is going to be here. He's going off this way. So this means that he's going to do some, he's going to do a conga line type thing over here. And then once he's done doing that, he's going to bolt back to the rest of the convoy, realizing, oh shit, I've conga'd too much. I need to get back to my responsibilities. Ooh. Don't go that way. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Now with that said, okay, so that's his other buddy. That's right there is the other warship. And so I think I'm going to turn us a little bit this way. Because he hasn't started that maneuver yet, I don't think. Oh goodness. How about we just stop altogether? And have our hydrophone guy follow him, because now he actually may be... How fast is he going, though? I want to know that. I don't need to know if he's increasing speed. Moving very fast, so he could be doing it right now. Shit. We better hurry up, then. And I'm not sure. I'm going to fire a Type 1 torpedo at him. Yeah, there he is. Okay, he's booking it. Shit. Shit, 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 shit! We actually have a little bit of time here, so this isn't as dire as it seems. But he is just hauling ass. I think that that's about right. Don't you? Okay, sure, that's great. How about like that? And the speed reading is going to have to be a little bit haphazard. 48 knots. I don't believe that. Yeah, he can only go 36. So our AOB is either drastically wrong or our range is wrong. Or I guess our ID could be wrong too. Our AOB is actually wrong now. We better hurry though. .37 knots. He could be going his maximum speed, I guess. But I doubt that. Oh man, okay. How about we do this, and let's set this torpedo up so that it's an impact pistol, and our solution is not showing up. Why is it not showing up? It's because it is being a frickin' idiot. When it gets real fast like this, it seems like the game just doesn't know what the fuck to do. It's basically saying, I can't hit that thing. So... okay, I think we kind of missed our chance on that. But I feel validated in a way. I feel like this shows that I can possibly do this. Because he did do a really fast kind of tear-ass maneuver here. But we will have to try and overtake him again. I know that that's frustrating after hearing me talk and talk and talk. But the thing about this game is that it really rewards patience. If you try to hustle through some of these, you're not going to hit anything, and you're probably going to get killed. So take your time with your torpedo solutions. Take your time, hunting in general, and you will be rewarded. If you don't, you might hit stuff and get a giggle, but then you'll get depth charged to hell and gone, and that's not fun to watch in my experience. Well, it kind of is, actually. Okay, so enough prattling. I'm going to try and overtake them again. Maybe. Actually, you know what? Let's validate my theory a little bit more. Because, I don't know if he just chills out with the convoy for a little while. That would be kind of nice if he did. I always click on the frickin' radar operator. 7.5. Whoops. What? Oh, did I turn? I did turn. That's why it's all jacked up. Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, we're going to try and take another shot here, but I'm glad that I didn't fire off a shot thinking, okay, let's just do this, we got to do it. But that wouldn't hit anything, so lesson learned.